So we'll end on this. Two things. We got to talk about the Tinder Swindler a little bit.
Say that word one more time.
Tinder Swindler.
Here you go.
The Tinder Swindler. Here he is. Okay. The kid. What do you don't call that swag. What do you call that when somebody's just dripped? Kid is dripped out.
Dripped.
Kid rolls dripped out. And every single accessory and piece of clothing you see on him or around him was paid for by swindled women from Tinder.
That's a tough one.
Tinder Swindler.
Tinder Swindler.
Now, here's the thing. This documentary tries... Did you watch it?
Oh, I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
You saw it, Chris? Tinder Swindler? No? You haven't seen it, Jesse?
No.
The Tinder Swindler is on Netflix right now. Everyone's talking about it. I think there was a rapper who already took a picture with the Tinder Swindler. So here's this guy. He was an Israeli kid from Israel who was wanted by the law in Israel for fraud. He was like the Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Except he was, stealing yarmulkes, whatever he was stealing, falafels, hummus, whatever he was stealing. Right? And he fled the country, and he upped his game a little bit. He started meeting women on Tinder, and the story starts where he meets the first woman and he takes her on a private jet. He meets at a hotel, takes her on a private jet, flies her to another country, bangs her out the first night. Now she's a Norwegian woman living in London, right? She bangs him out on the first night. Decides to go on a jet plane ride with him. Let me guess, because his personality and his sense of humor were irresistible. Mm-hmm. His sense of kindness and empathy was so irresistible. All the charity work he was doing really piqued your interest. So you had to go and get on his private plane and fly with him to Copenhagen and fuck him on the first night. So he fucks this fucking desperate barracuda in his Copenhagen fucking 5-star hotel room, which is unbeknownst to her being paid for by some previous bitch that he's pimping out. Because he's got like this Ponzi scheme going where one chick he's with pays for the next one. And his scheme is, that's how he starts it. So he basically is showing the woman that he's got a lot of money. He's an important person. He changed his name to be the son of some diamond maker in Israel who's famous, right? They never question it. They never do anything. They just check his Instagram and see that he's hanging around expensive cars. That's all it takes to win over some peace. Mm-hmm. That's all it takes. It doesn't take a long resume of good doings.
Correct.
It just takes a couple of photos next to a Lamborghini. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? Okay? I've been trying to prove over and over again with these podcasts that women have smaller brains. Case and point. Scandinavian women, even smaller. Even smaller. I've seen the autopsy photos. So, then he's like, I have to go to business, my hotel, I'm in Israel, I have to go. I have other business, I have to go. And so he just flies off. And they basically communicate over WhatsApp for their whole relationship. I think he only banged her once, really. He maybe saw her twice. Somehow in this, he convinces her, I have a lot of enemies, they're out to get me, constantly trying to get me. I'm a very important person from Israel, and the enemies trying to get me. So, and then I send a picture of me and my bodyguard, and we have, they hit us on the head, and they're trying to kill us, and I can't use my money. I can't use my own money. Somehow the jump goes from, my enemies are trying to kill me. And when you watch this, you'll see this. I'm recounting because it's so funny. The jump goes from, I have enemies everywhere. Who are these enemies? Enemies. The enemies. Which enemies? Enemies. Trying to kill me. Right? They hit my bodyguard over the head with something. And somehow it goes from that to now I can't use my money. I can't use my money. And the woman, to her credit, asks, hey, why can't you use your money? And he just puts one word, untraceable. Needs to be untraceable. I'm from Israel. And she just goes, got it. Understood. What should I do? He goes, wire me $25,000. She goes, I don't have $25,000. He goes, easy. Take out the credit card. American Express. She goes, I'll never get that line of credit. He goes, let me write you as a fake employee of my fake company, your salary is $950,000 a week. I think it was $95,000 a week was her salary. So he created some fraudulent paperwork. She didn't once question. She's met him once, right? Because he was on a fancy plane and he had Gucci sunglasses. Her pussy's all making squishy noises. Then she does it. This Scandinavian broad opens up an account. He maxes that one out. She still doesn't have questions. You maxed it out. Yes, enemies. He goes, open another one. What does she do? She goes, I don't have the money to open another one. He goes, take a loan. So she goes to one bank, gets a $30,000 loan, sends it to him. He maxes that out. I'm not making this up. You can watch it for yourself. He maxes that out. He goes, I need more money. She goes, I don't have any more money. Now I'm in debt. He goes, it's only a couple weeks. I'm going to send you the money. She goes, are you sure? Do you pinky swear? Do you pinky swear? He's like, of course. We've known each other for 3 days. How could you question me? She opens another fucking loan from another bank. She takes another loan out to the tune of $250,000 she sends this guy. Meanwhile, he's using that money because he's not running from enemies. He's with another girl in like Milan, pimping her out, using that money, showing her he's rich, so then he can run the same scam on her. And they show all these girls have the same pictures of the security guard getting hit over the head. And I'm supposed to feel bad for these broads? This guy's a fucking American hero, and he's not even American. Can we just take a second to honor a guy who's taking the balance of power back a little bit? You guys got all the power, women, okay? Everyone wants the money to get the pus.
Yeah.
Case in point, what's this guy pretending to have to get pus? Is he pretending to have a diploma in social work? Because you know how hot women find that. Is he pretending to be a huge philanthropist? Is he working with children in the inner city? Is that what made these women trust him so much? Was it his record of good deeds? Was it his time at the UN sewing arms back onto children who were mining for diamonds? Somebody's got to hold these fucking women accountable, okay? You get married, you got to buy them a $20,000 fucking ring that, basically came with 3 African arms being sawn off. And I'm supposed to be like, this is just fine. Here's your little fucking diamond, your fucking blood diamond.
Yep.
That, the symbol of my love is fucking 10 grand on your finger. Fuck you! Where's my fucking ring?
Well, your ring can't fit on your finger because you have hypertension. But besides that, you're right.
Besides that. But I mean, you know what I mean? It's like we're supposed to act like women aren't into money. They're into money.
Yeah.
There's some women watching this. Not me. Yeah, really? Oh, so if Derek Jeter knocked on your door tomorrow, you're not going to leave the guy Barry you're with, who's working another shift at Sheetz outside of Pittsburgh, to get on a private plane with Derek Jeter and go to Switzerland? I mean, really? So he's playing on that vulnerability. He's playing on that blind spot that women have for, oh my God, the luxury life. Women love that luxury life. So he's playing on that and stealing their money. So he's taking one for the male sex. I salute the Tinder Swindler, and I can't wait to watch part 2 where he gets plastic surgery and does it all over again.
Well, it looks like you're going to be hearing a lot from him because he's doing his own podcast now.
Of course he is.
That's the way to do it.
Of course he is.
A dating podcast.
And I'm sure businesses are hiring him as a consultant on how they can trick us all into buying their shitty product. I bet you right now he's a fucking, fuck it, I don't want to do Raycon anymore anyway. He's a Raycon spokesperson.
Good product, Raycon.
It's a great product. I'm just kidding. He's a consultant for Raycon right now on how he could make Raycon as good as Airbuds. It's all in how you package it. It's the sale, not the product. Kid's smart. Kid's brilliant. I mean, that type of brilliant. He's got a criminal mind. Big deal. He makes life interesting. The Tinder Swindler. Check it out.
Yannis Pappas. Yeah.